Will shoot you.
On January 8, 2013, T.Roy and 3 others, including King Von, hopped into a Chevrolet Impala and slowly drove through their ops main block looking for an op to slide on. As they drove around 63rd and St. Lawrence, they spotted Marlon Monroe, alias Lil Doc. According to official reports, Lil Doc had been painting his aunt's woodlawn building. After hours of work, Lil Doc felt thirsty and decided to go to a nearby convenience store to buy a drink. As he made his way inside, T.Roy jumped out. Lil Doc tried to make a run for it, but was struck. He stumbled and fell into a patch of tall weeds in an empty lot near the store. The police came to investigate the shooting, cleaned up the scene, and took off. However, they did not spot Lil Doc. Lil Doc's lifeless body would not be discovered until some hours after the shooting. A 16-year-old relative who was in a rush trying to make curfew was crossing through the abandoned lot when he found his corpse in the 6300 block of South St. Lawrence Avenue. It turns out that 21-year-old Lil Doc had been out of prison for 2 months and was on parole for stealing a car. He was trying to get his life right. He had received a GED while in prison, was trying to get a painter's license, and had been doing maintenance for property owned by his aunt. The next op to fall was Boss Trell, who had killed one of T.Roy's friends, Sheroyd Liggins. Cops discovered Liggins, who hailed from the 2200 block of East 99th Street, lying on the street with a single gunshot wound to the head. Turns out that during the weeks prior to his death, there had been several attempts on his life. First, he had been shot at by OB's 600 members. The following week, he was shot at on different days by King Von and Big A. Having panicked for his life, he decided to start life in a different part of the country. He chose Iowa and bought a bus ticket. However, he would never make it out of Chicago alive. According to Boss Trell's bus ticket, he was set to leave Chicago on November 10, 2012. Just 3 days before he left, he posted on Twitter that he was eager to start his new life. "Can't wait till I get my new start." His excitement was also his undoing as the tweet alerted his ops. He had to be put down immediately, so a plan was put in motion. Rumor has it that T.Roy and his buddies used a girl to lure Boss Trell from hiding. The girl was supposed to set up a meeting with him the next day. Boss Trell fell for it and arrived at the agreed upon site. However, he was alone as the girl he was to meet was nowhere in sight. Suddenly, a vehicle slowly pulled up a short distance away from him. It quickly dawned on him that he had been tricked and took to his heels. Fortunately, he was struck and fell as T.Roy and the rest fled the scene. Just 2 days before he was to leave Chicago, Boss Trell was found face down in an alley in the 2600 block of West 83rd Street with a shot to the back of the head. His ops were more than excited with the news of his death that they took to Twitter to show their delight. Boss Trell thought he could get away from the rap, but who he bump into, one tweet read. Unfortunately, T.Roy would die exactly how he had lived his life. On Valentine's Day 2017, T.Roy and a friend strolled through the 2000 block of East 71st Street in the South Shore neighborhood. As T.Roy and his friend strolled through the streets, their ops, TB and Can't Get Right, were hot on their trail. From the footage, one can see that TB and Can't Get Right were scanning the streets searching for T.Roy. T.Roy and his associate went into a store on 71st Street. Inside the store, he was on one of the aisles having a conversation with his associate. Seconds later, CCTV footage showed TB and Can't Get Right walking into the store and toward their rivals. TB's right hand was slightly behind him, concealing a firearm. Suddenly, TB raised his pipe and shot T.Roy, who then dropped to the floor. T.Roy was then taken to Northwestern Memorial Hospital, where he succumbed to his gunshot wound. Famous rappers who were close to him were shocked and took to Twitter to express their sadness. This included Lil Durk, Lil Reese, 600 Breezy, and Chief Keef. King Von was in prison at the time fighting a murder charge.